Welcome. In this video, I will be talking about task estimation. Specifically, I want to cover introduction to task estimation, overview of estimation techniques, focus on planning poker, practical example with Chapter 1 books, and tips and pitfalls for effective estimation. I will get us started by defining task estimation in Agile. Think of task estimation like trying to figure out how long it'll take you to binge watch an entire season of your favorite show in one weekend. You've got to get a sense of how much time, effort, and popcorn you'll need to get through it all, right? In Agile, task estimation serves a similar purpose. It helps us gauge the amount of effort required to complete specific tasks, which is crucial for planning, managing resources, and ensuring we hit our project goals. Without accurate estimation, projects become like an endless group projects where no one knows who's doing what or how long it'll take. Pure chaos. We don't want that for Chapter 1 books, so let's get a handle on how we estimate tasks effectively. There are several different ways to estimate tasks in Agile. Some of the popular techniques include planning poker, t-shirt sizing, dot voting, Fibonacci sequence, and three-point estimation. Today, we're going to focus on planning poker because it's the most widely used and, let's face it, has the most interesting name. But I'll also briefly touch on the others to give you a broader understanding. T-shirt sizing is another common technique where tasks are categorized as sizes, small, medium, large, like picking out a t-shirt. Dot voting is where team members vote on task priority or effort, a bit like deciding which restaurant to go to when no one wants to make a decision. Fibonacci sequence is used to represent task sizes that grow exponentially, reminding us that the bigger a task is, the more uncertainty there is. And three-point estimation, that's looking at the best case, worst case, and most likely scenarios. Now let's zero in on planning poker. Planning poker is a consensus-based technique used to estimate the effort required for tasks. It's a straightforward but effective way to get everyone on the team involved in the estimation process. Each person's input is valued, which makes it a great tool for promoting engagement and getting a well-rounded view of the work ahead. Planning poker is effective because it avoids those endless meetings where one person dominates and everyone else zones out. Everyone on the team has a voice, which encourages participation and dialogue. This method helps create a shared understanding among the team, bringing up different perspectives that might have been missed otherwise. It's a great way to ensure that everyone is on the same page about what the task actually involves. Additionally, the use of Fibonacci numbers in planning poker captures the idea that as the size of a task grows, so does the uncertainty. The numbers spread out more as they increase, reflecting the decreasing certainty about larger tasks. This approach prevents us from underestimating the effort needed for complex tasks. Think about it. Estimating a small task, like organizing your desk, is pretty straightforward. But for a larger task, like reorganizing your entire room, there could be many unexpected challenges. The bigger the task, the bigger the gaps between the numbers, accounting for that uncertainty. Here's how planning poker works. First, the team gathers, either in person or virtually, and each member gets a set of cards with numbers on them, usually following the Fibonacci sequence. 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and so on. Next, the product owner or the team leader describes a task or a user story. Everyone needs to understand what's going on to give an informed opinion. Then each team member picks a card representing their estimate of the effort required for the task without discussion. When ready, everyone reveals their cards simultaneously. If estimates are close, you're good to go. If not, it's time for discussion. If there is a discussion to be had, the team talks about the high and low estimates to understand why there are differences. Through this, points are clarified. Finally, after the discussion, the team votes again until a consensus is reached. This ensures everyone has a clear, shared understanding of the task. A question I get frequently is, I understand why you pick a number, but how do I decide what number to pick? It's all about thinking through the effort, complexity, and uncertainty involved in a task. Let's use a real-world example, cooking a spaghetti dinner, where each step represents a different task you need to estimate. Imagine the dinner is your sprint. You start by boiling water for pasta. That's a straightforward task. You fill a pot with water, put it on the stove, and wait. Not much complexity, risk, or effort required. You might assign that a 2 or 3. Now, Think about making the sauce. This involves more effort: sautéing, seasoning, and simmering. It requires some skill and attention to avoid mistakes. That could be a 5 because it's more complex than boiling water, but still manageable. Then there's rolling out and cooking the meatballs. This is more complex and time-consuming. Mixing ingredients, shaping them evenly, cooking them without burning, and making sure they're safe to eat. This task might be an 8 because of the higher effort, multiple steps, and risk of failure. By comparing these steps, you use relative sizing. You're not assigning hours, you're thinking about which tasks feel easier or harder compared to others. When you're using Planning Poker, apply the same logic to project tasks. Is it as easy as boiling water or as complex as making those meatballs from scratch? Use that comparison to help pick your number. Let's apply this to a task in the Chapter 1 Books project. Suppose the team at Illyrios needs to estimate the effort required to develop a new feature for their online shopping cart. The product owner, Victoria, explains the task, and each team member independently selects a card to represent their estimate. When the cards are revealed, there's a range: a 3, a 5, and an 8. This spread suggests different perspectives on the task. The person who picked 8 may be concerned about potential integration challenges with existing systems or dependencies that could cause delays. The person who picked 3 might think it's a simple front-end change, assuming no hidden complexities. Here, the conversation helps uncover different assumptions and risks. Through this exchange, the team reaches a consensus, ultimately choosing a 5 to represent a balanced understanding of the effort required. This shows how Planning Poker fosters meaningful dialogue, ensuring everyone shares the same understanding before moving forward. To make Planning Poker effective, keep sessions short and focused, encourage everyone to participate, and be open to different viewpoints. The goal isn't to find the right estimate, but to reach a consensus that reflects the team's collective understanding. Avoid common pitfalls like being overly optimistic, forgetting dependencies, or not involving the entire team in the process, which can lead to misunderstandings and unrealistic estimates. Always aim for transparency and involve everyone in the discussion to create reliable estimates that keep projects on track. That's all I have for you in this video, but just remember, in Planning Poker, the only gamble is not speaking up.